Well, my name is Jeff Dentis, Vietnam vet, and very much involved with Region 4 UAW veterans. I was born and raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I did graduate, no matter what anybody else says. And then I moved on and went to medical school at Fort Sam Houston and hit Vietnam in 1967 as a medic. I spent my tour of duty in Nam in a few months plus, and came back with a combat medic's badge and returned to stateside. And then from that point in time, after I got discharged in '70, I kind of partied hard and worked at Miller Brewing Company. You know, the UAW made beer that we're all supposed to be drinking. And from then till '86, I just hit the bars and partied hardy. And then about '86, the middle of '86, I went to a parade in Chicago, a welcome home for Vietnam veterans. And from that point on, I've been immersed in veterans issues ever since. Then, you know, I've been in Miller since 1972, and somewhere later on down the line there, I began a veterans committee at the local, at the Brewery Workers local, and started getting involved with veterans pretty heavy. We had a huge committee, and I happened to live in a small town way north of Milwaukee, about 25 miles, where I belonged to Legion Post, and we got the old timers there to put on a couple of huge veteran shows. They brought in all the Medal of Honor recipients. We had Hueys flying down the middle of the street, and got me more involved from that point on. Yeah, I did go through one divorce because of the veterans, but I'm not gonna say I'm proud of it, but it was part of what I enjoy and love doing. Then Region 4 and Region 10 came together way back when. I don't know if it's the end of the 80s or really beginning of the 90s, and we became a formidable force after that. And I became Region Vice Chair at that point in time. And then I was assigned as well to do veterans legislation. I took it on for many years and enjoyed every bit of it, and hope that we did some good with it, you know, on all levels, state and federal. And then we just kept on going. Region 4 got bigger. Our directors helped us out. We came from mainly 4 states: Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Illinois. And from then on, we just, as I said, we got larger. Vets Days began from Wisconsin, and it moved on through all the other states, and they're very huge now. The veterans homes we do every year. The people are great. Region 4 people, whether you're a veteran or not, the wives, the Women's Roundtable, all of these fantastic things, the huge amount of monies we've raised over the years, have all gone to a worthy cause. I think we're one of the biggest organizations, most unknown but biggest, as far as contributions to these homes, and bringing the veterans out for a day of fun and enjoyment, and giving them some clothes and some winter gear and hats, and just having a wonderful time. And it has brought us all closer. All of us in UAW, not only UAW workers, but those that surround us, we've all come together for a common cause, and it's veterans and it's union, and they're both important. And as part of being, you know, involved with the region and with Wisconsin Vietnam Veterans and many other organizations, I began a national balloon launch through the internet and getting on with some veteran folks. And we just finished our 5th year at the Veterans Park in Milwaukee's lakefront, and all the UAW veterans have come together, along with, you know, the other Vietnam veterans organizations in the state here. And it is Wisconsin's launch is the largest in the nation at this point. We launch about 5,000 balloons with, you know, cards on them telling them who the men that are missing are prisoners of war, never to forget them. And we get involved in Candy Cane Lane. We raise funds for the cancer kids at Christmas time, all the veterans. We do a big Christmas show, as we just had our 14th or 15th annual at Zablocki VA here in Milwaukee. And again, the UAW brothers came together from several states to drive in and partake with us in this large event, and raised a lot of funds for them, and donated funding so that they could buy some, you know, TVs and stereos, and we give them big bingo prizes and feed them like they've never been fed before, and send them back to the wards. And that issue, I mean, the veterans in Milwaukee are very big time. They're involved in so much, and I mean, I spend 30-40 hours on the computer every week just on the veterans websites, and my wife usually kicking me out of the basement upstairs just to get a bite to eat. She thinks I'm pretty crazy being involved. She says Vietnam's been gone for years, but obviously it hasn't left this kid yet. So that's what I'm all about. Veterans probably do me to the end, and I love every bit of it, and all the brothers and sisters.
Hi, I'm Meredith Kelly. I am the chairman of the Region 4 UAW Veterans Women's Roundtable, and we just celebrated our 12th anniversary. But to give you a little history of Region 4, I met my husband John on the 4th of July back in 1990, and have always came from a very patriotic family. My grandfather was in World War I, my father was a B-17 pilot in the European theater during World War II, and I was very supportive of the Vietnam veterans when I was in nurses training back in the 60s and 70s. After meeting John and we started dating, he brought me to a Region 4 Veterans Conference, and I used to go and sit at the meetings and listen to all of the speakers that would come, and I noticed around me that we didn't have a lot of ladies attending these conferences unless they were a delegate. And after going to maybe 2 or 3 conferences with John on a Sunday as we were getting ready to close the conference out, Ralph Pauley, who was the chairman at that time, said, "Does anybody have any suggestions?" And I had this harebrained idea to stand up and say, well, what about the ladies? Could we start a women's organization? You veterans have a lot of goals and dreams about what you want to do with Region 4. Maybe the women's group could help. And not only that, but maybe we could educate ourselves about the problems that you are facing, whether it's PTSD, Agent Orange, Gulf War syndrome, what you're doing with your unions and what's important to you. Not only veterans issues, but union issues. And with that, they took a vote and they kind of handed it over to me, and we had our first meeting, I believe it was in Marshalltown, Iowa, in the spring conference in 1992. And from that point we have gone on. We have now raised over $16,000 in the 12 years that we have been in existence, and we continue to carry on in the future. If it hadn't been for John, I don't think Women's Roundtable would have come to be, as I never would have attended the conferences. On behalf of Women's Roundtable, I'd like to wish every one of you veterans a happy 15th anniversary. You have worked hard for this. We are so proud of all of you, and we will always be here to stand behind you. Our ladies love you, and that's why they work so hard for you. And thank you for letting us be a part of you.